Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Real. It's nostalgia time once again, and today I'm going to be talking about Simon the Sorcerer. Simon the Sorcerer was a 1993 point-and-click adventure game by Adventuresoft, which revolved around a 12-year-old boy named Simon. Wait, Simon was only 12? 12? Wow, this makes this game so much weirder. Anyway, Simon read a spell book that just showed up one day along with his dog Chippy, and he goes through a portal where he ends up on the wrong side of some goblins. Luckily, he's able to escape to the home of the great wizard Calypso, who's only gone and gotten himself kidnapped by a dickish sorcerer known as Sworded. And that's where our game begins. Wait, hold up. I was today years old when I found out that Simon was voiced by that dude from Red Dwarf.
Oh, great. I'm stuck here in this stinking world in these stinking clothes and not a pizza bar in sight.
The gameplay was pretty standard. I mean, it's called point and click for a reason. And you had lots of options to interact with the environment. Some used a lot, like talk to, open and pick up, and some rarely used, like wear, remove and consume. Although you can bet your ass I tried to eat some weird shit.
Eat it, bitch!
I'm not going to talk about the game in its entirety because that would take up an unacceptable amount of time for both you and me, but I'm going to talk about it generally. The first Simon the Sorcerer game was quite expansive, and right off the bat you could wander like 20 different directions, which got very confusing and disorientating, especially when you were in the woods and forgot which path went where. The first real location you needed was the pub, where you would find a bunch of wizards playing D&D or something, and they were able to make you a wizard. But of course you had to complete some ridiculous quest first. But before we go, let's cut off this dude's beard. I'm sure he won't mind. In the woods there was a tree stump full of woodworm that had, just sucked on some helium, voices.
You could at least look at me when you're talking to me.
This was one of those places that you could get horribly lost looking for again. The game had a casual fairy tale feel to it, like these billycoats here, and holy hell, this is the first time I've noticed all these faces in the rocks. How did I not see that before? The game had a fully realised soundtrack, voiceovers and other noises, which could get quite grating in certain places, such as the dodgy geezer screen. Or this guy.
Awful racket. Can you shut up, please? Shut up!
But if we're talking about grating and annoying, we need to stop by the Swampling's house.
Wow! I thought you were my first birthday friend!
The Swampling wants to feed you disgusting stew, and sadly you'll be coming here for a return visit, because as was standard in this game, you'd walk so far that you'd stumble across something significant, not have what you needed to complete the task, and have to wander around aimlessly later on trying to get back again. There was a map to help you fast track to certain points, but those points were so spread out and the paths so confusing that it really wasn't that helpful. Some of the puzzles were rather weird and hard to work out, like this section where you had to get a key out of a door by poking it with a rat bone, turn yourself invisible, put a bucket on this dude's head, wave some fire on a stick at him, turn him into a frog, and he would go and get help. And don't get me started on the Rapunzel half-pig, half-human lady, who sticks her tongue down Simon's throat. Again, he's 12, and she turns into a pig. So of course Simon sticks her in his hat and uses her to eat away into some rando's house. Oh, and remember that time Simon used breath mints to melt an evil snowman? The bit of this game that bugged me the most was the witch's house, where you had to play an animal version of rock, paper, scissors with Discount Mad Mad and Mim. But it was all up to luck, and you could be at it for ages. After all the bullshit was taken care of, Simon ended up in Sworded's tower, where he was shrunk down all itty-bitty. And the world reminded me of something else from my childhood that I just can't quite place. Then you get big again, and the garden is a tiny balcony, and whoa, things got a little Terry Pratchett in here, which is no surprise, seeing as the game was heavily inspired by Discworld. You know what else it was inspired by? Lord of the Rings, which is why Simon has to throw some shit into the fiery pits of Rondor. And while you're there, Sworded gives you crap, and he's voiced by Roger Blake, who narrated the Twits audiobook.
Why can't you just shut up and die?
But pay him no mind, because in he goes. Bye, Sorted. The second game was very much more of the same. Same humour, same sort of graphics, same gameplay, different voice actor though.
All these bolts and locks can only mean one thing. I absolutely have to get in there.
Which is a shame. The second game isn't as memorable for me, perhaps because it's twice as long and I played it less, but it did fix the aimless wandering problem from the first game, because at any one time, only a few locations would be open to you, so you could be more focused and get less lost. The fairy tale theme continued, with characters like the Three Bears, and the Swampling was back, only this time running a fast food place. And this section screamed Day of the Tentacle. The puzzles were no less weird though, and to get past this absolute monstrosity, you had to turn out the lights and do some magic on this poor dog to turn it into hush puppies and sneak by. Okay game. But that aside, nothing could have prepared me for what they did in Simon the Sorcerer 3D. The graphics were trash, the voice acting was laughable.
I don't remember going to sleep in a... Chamber of Rebirth?
The gameplay was glitchy AF, and no amount of Indiana Jones references would make it acceptable. So there you have it. That was Simon the Sorcerer. Did you play this one as a kid? And what did you think of the gameplay shift between 1 and 2? Did you also absolutely hate the 3D game? Let me know in the comments below, or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot. Or consider subscribing if you want more videos like this one. Join me next time where I'll be talking about a boy who could stop time. I'll speak to you soon, and thanks for watching.